Hey guys, it's Charity from A Loop and a Hook, and today I wanted to do a quick update on our no spend challenge for this year, 2025. And I know a couple of you guys have asked about it, and I haven't done anything. Today is July 2nd, so half the year is over, and I just wanted to do a quick update about how that's going so far. So the primary goal was to, stop by spending as much money on eating out. Stop spending as much money, especially for me, going to thrift stores and buying things. I think those were the two biggest goals of having a no spend year. But, obviously overall the goal was to just spend as little money as possible. And in some areas we've done really well. Other areas that has kind of gone completely out the window. So as most of you know, we moved back in the beginning of this year, and moving, it didn't really cost us that much money. Rent is a little more expensive here, so that is kind of going against no spend, but we did need a bigger space. And I did post a video a couple of days ago going into more detail about why we moved, and some more details about that. But I'm going to consider that not excess spending because it was necessary for us, really for our quality of living, to get a bigger place. But we moved the beginning of this year and we were doing pretty good. I didn't go to any thrift stores until I think it was like March. And I went into one or two and I didn't even buy anything. But like I mentioned in the first video, I was going to try to stay out of thrift stores for unnecessary items. But if there were things I was going to be buying anyway that we needed, obviously I would go look at thrift stores before, going to the store and buying it new. And so it was I think it was March or April. There were a couple of things that I needed for Caitlin. So we did end up going to the thrift store and getting some things. It has not been very much, I would say, since the beginning of the year. I haven't really kept track. I'll get into that in a little bit, but I would say we've spent probably less than $50 at thrift stores, and almost everything, I'm not going to say everything, but almost everything that we got was necessary or we needed. So I'm pretty happy with that number. Like I said, it's a guess, but yes, that was what happened with the thrift stores. So I'm happy with myself. I've cut down on a lot of spending. Even when I see free things like on Facebook, I'm not tending to pick them up as much. There's certain things that I know we're going to need sooner or later, or well, relatively sooner. I will pick them up. But there's other things where it's I could use this, but also I might not, then I'm just passing on them. So the reason why I said that I don't know exactly how much money we've spent in all the different areas is because, well, first off, I'm just bad at keeping track of things. I know how to keep track of things, and I'm good at keeping track of things month by month, and going through our bank statements and looking at all the money and how much we're spending there. That part of managing money, I'm good at. But actually putting everything in to the budgeting app I was using just didn't happen. I got so far behind. I don't think I made it past January. So yeah, 5 months behind. I don't think I'm going to even go back and put things in, just because that would take so much time, and I don't know. I couldn't even go back and track all of our cash purchases either, because most of our gas we spend with cash, just because where we are, it is cheaper if you buy it with cash. It's like 10 cents a gallon cheaper, so that's worth it to me, to buy our gas with cash. But there's some other things that I spent with cash, so there really is no way for me now at this point to fully know how much we've spent. So one thing that we haven't really done well with this year, we've done better than past year or the past 2 years, but not what I was hoping for, was Colin spending money on lunches. And part of that is I have not been really good about it and making sure that he has food every morning to wake up and grab before he goes to work. I just have not been good about that. It's just a habit that's been really hard for me to get into, and I kind of I don't really know what to make all the time. So I don't always want to send leftovers. I don't always want to send a sandwich. I want to send something with like substance to it. And that just doesn't always happen. So he has had to buy a good chunk of his lunches out, which is not ideal. I'm not overly happy about it, but you know, there's not much I can do about it now. I did manage to wake up this morning and put together a lunch for him, so that was good. But it's been a little bit rough. I'm not a super early morning person. I like to sleep in. If before, like, Colin had this job where he has to wake up relatively early in the morning. It's not super early, it's just earlier than I would like. I would sleep until 8:30 or 9 in the morning, and waking up early, I don't like it. So yeah, I haven't really made many lunches because of that. And I know I could do it the night before, and I need to work on that habit, but it hasn't happened yet. So another reason why the no spend 2025 kind of went out the window, was because we started our little homestead, and we've put a lot of money into it so far. We had to build a chicken coop and buy a shed for the goats, and then build a whole pen for all of the animals, and you know, feed and buying the chicks and the animals. Yeah, we've spent a lot of money on that. We're probably, and this is just a rough estimate based off of everything, between feed, building materials, and like buying chicks, we're probably at close to $1,500 to $2,000 for everything so far. So that's also been like a big chunk of money. Now, like I had mentioned in the video before this, we are hoping to be able to sell eggs, and then breed the goats so that we are able to get goat milk and sell that, so that we are able to have a source of income from that. But just up front, there's a lot of costs that are associated with that. So that has been another thing that, you know, has kind of made our no spend year go out the window. But other than that, we're actually doing pretty good overall. We're not really going out to eat very much. I think we've maybe gone out to eat 3 or 4 times. It's not even going out to eat, it's getting like takeout. And those are days where both Colin and I are just exhausted, or it's too hot and we just don't feel like cooking. So we've really only done that, I would say, 3 or 4 times this year so far, which is a gigantic improvement from last year. And overall, we're just not buying that much stuff we don't need. My impulse reaction to when we need something is not let's go out and buy it. It's kind of, you know, we'll get it, we'll find it, or do we really even need this? A lot of things we do pick up, like I mentioned, for free, which is really great. But yeah, overall, we're not doing too bad. I might try to start tracking what we're spending again, but yeah, I'm not sure that will happen. I might give it a shot though. We'll see. So another goal of the no spend year was to be able to start building up more savings for a house, hopefully in the future. And so far this year, we really haven't been able to do that. And part of that is we've just, with getting the animals, we've taken most of what we would have put in the savings and put it towards them. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally. Obviously, if we did, we wouldn't have done it. But for Colin and I, we knew that was something that we wanted at some point. We have the ability to do it now. And also, it should be a way where we can at least break even money-wise, if not make money at some point off of it. So most of the savings that would have gone towards the house went towards that. And especially with us renting from my parents, we're still looking for houses, but we're renting from my parents. So it's not like my money or our money is going just to a landlord who is spending it however they want. It's staying within my family, which I really like. So that's been really nice, something that's really good. And yes, so we are definitely going to try to start saving up for a house in the very near future. But right now we just gotta kind of get the animals to start producing, so they're not just making us spend money. So that's a little bit of an update on the no spend year. Like I've mentioned, not ideally what we were planning for at the beginning of this year, but plans always change and we are where we are. And I would say we're not doing too bad financially. We're just not really saving money at this moment. So hopefully in the next couple of months that starts to change, where we can start putting money away and saving it. But for now, like I mentioned, we're really just building a little homestead farm, which I really like, and also Colin really likes, and we can tell Caitlin likes because she goes out there and she likes seeing all the animals and being around them. So overall, we're happy with where we are, even though it's not where we thought we were going to be at this point in the year. We are happy with where we are. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. And we'll see you for our next video. Bye.